again. Each time I come, I meet new people, as well as familiar faces, and each time I have an opportunity of discovering some of the greater work that you are doing in our country. And the mere holding of it is very important. But it's idle to pretend that there aren't rather a lot of challenges facing us in this country, and indeed facing the world community as a whole. There's a lot of violence. It was touched on a moment ago. Violence on our streets, violence internationally. Part of our history of this country, that faith groups have made immense contributions not only to the well-being of their own groups, but actually to the well-being of the wider community itself. And the fact that the Ahmadiyya community has always been at the forefront, not only of helping their own, but actually helping within society as a whole, is one of the reasons why, if I may say to you, your presence in this country has been so beneficial to us. So if I have a message on the Peace Symposium, it's that I believe profoundly that faith groups, and not just Christian faith groups, to which I belong to one of them, have a real role to play in improving the lot of humanity. That, of course, can only be done when it is done in a spirit of tolerance. But the great benefit of your faith as you practice it is the underlying tolerance that has been its absolute hallmark ever since its inception. So I would just like to thank you for making me once again so welcome, looking forward to working with you in the future, looking forward to seeing more and more members drawn from the Ahmadiyya community participating in public life, something which we already know is taking place. I know some of the people in this room who are doing exactly that, and doing it precisely because through that they may serve humanity as a whole.
Next, Huzur, we are very fortunate to have a very celebrated personality with us, Monsignor Bruce Kent, one of the best-known person who has dedicated his life for peace in the world. He has held some very high positions in the campaign for nuclear disarmament, and at present he holds the honorary title of Honorary Vice President.
Well, it's an enormous pleasure to come here this evening. I was born at the other end of the Northern Line up in Edgware, so it's a great pleasure to see what Morden looks like and to come all the way down amongst you. A great pleasure, and especially to have the warm welcome which I've had from so many people, and to meet other people of faith who believe our mission under God is to work for world peace. And with that, I am your partner and your friend, and I'm very honoured to be here this evening. When I was a soldier in Northern Ireland, nearly 50 years ago, we were sent out on sentry duty, but they never gave us any guns. We just stood in a little hut. And because at that time it looked like a place of peace, so we didn't know anything about the IRA. We were there quite innocent and quite unarmed, because Belfast looked like a peaceful place. I have never forgotten that lesson, because actually Belfast was not a peaceful place. Underneath the surface of that calm, there was a sense of injustice and violence waiting to break out, because justice was not being done. That's always been a lesson to me. You can look at a peaceful community and say how wonderful, but you can wonder what's going on under the surface. If we look at British society, more or less, we say a peaceful community. Please, only a couple of weeks ago, we endorsed our belief that peace depends on ultimate violence, by voting for another generation of nuclear weapons at a cost that will completely make all our charitable work look ridiculous. And I think building peace built on justice is the fundamental work for all those who are working as children of God. I am delighted to be with you this evening. Thank you for the honour of inviting me.
Our dear friend and constant supporter, should I say, Lord Avery. He needs no introduction to the Ahmadis in the UK. Indeed, dare I say, no introduction to the Ahmadis in the world. The real value of Eric lies in his humanity. I don't want to go on introducing too much, and his humane propensities. He is always ready to help anyone who is wronged or needs help. It gives me great pleasure to welcome my sincere and precious friend, Eric Ibrahim.
Assalamu alaikum, and thank you very much, Salim, for your extremely kind words. And also, thank you for the enormous privilege and honour that you've given me in asking me to introduce His Holiness, the Supreme Head of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community worldwide and the fifth Khalifa after promised Messiah and the spiritual leader of a faith that commands the allegiance of tens of millions of people, as you've heard, in 180 different countries. His Holiness eloquently and persistently returns to these themes of peace, tolerance, love and understanding amongst the followers of different faiths, which are the bedrock of his own Islamic faith. And I'm sure you would agree with me that there can be no subject more important for the future of the planet than how we do achieve peace. Peace between states, peace within states, peace between communities inhabiting the same territories. Because without peace and without